Well, here we are with Survivor Debrief with our very first exit interview, and unfortunately, we have the lovely Kent with us today. Big fan of Survivor. I know from your bios and everything like that. We love fans on the show, Kent. How was it finally being able to get on?
Eden, first of all, thank you for this opportunity. Pleasure to meet you as a Survivor fan.
Fellow big fan.
Now, both Survivor royalty, I guess we can call ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, I think having watched the show, you'll see that Survivor has been a dream of mine for half of my life, and I'm just incredibly blessed to have been able to, to finally achieve it. It was an absolute dream come true.
Honestly, it's very similar. I've associated that journey that you went through when you told that confessional on the beach. That just really hit home to me because that was exactly my experience. 8 years, every year getting rejected. I was just wondering, do you want to just talk about your casting? What changed this time? What was the thing that pushed you over the line, that got you across this time, do you think?
That's a great question because I got pretty close quite a few times last season.
I was
kind of
thinking
thought
that
I was.
You are a Titan to me. You are the perfect Titan casting.
Well, listen, let's not go down that path because I was gutted last year. I was devastated. I literally, the moment I know the process starts, my life kind of goes on hold for Survivor. I then rerun, watch season after season after season, think about my audition videos. How am I going to do it? How can it be cooler and bigger and better and bolder? And I'm jumping out of helicopters and surfing big waves and snowboarding and doing all this kind of crazy stuff. And a friend of mine years ago who's kind of in this space, she manages a lot of celebrities. And she said, Kent, they know all these things about you. They know that you do this cool stuff and they know all of this stuff, but they don't see the real you. They don't see the vulnerable side of you. They don't see the stuff that if you get on the show that's going to happen, which clearly did. And that's me emotional and all of these things. So I showed a lot more emotion. I guess in my audition video 2 years ago, which got me through to, I think I was told by the guys at Endemol to about the final 30. And then this year they kind of said, listen, hey, don't worry about the videos and don't worry. I sort of already submitted them. And they just said, listen, you're coming straight through to final Melbourne auditions. And I walked in and Dave and Phoebe were sort of like this. And I was like, give me a break. If you loved me that much, you would have put me on last year.
That's right.
And DF said, listen, Kent, it wasn't right for you this year, but for last year, sorry. But this year, I was looking good. So I walked out of that feeling pretty confident. And it was amazing. But weirdly, it coincided with a horrific time in my life. Literally, I got told that I was on, and then a week later, my wife got diagnosed with an illness which hasn't been pleasant. So I then had this journey of, can I go? Do I go? Do I leave her? No, I can't leave her. She's telling me I can't leave. And I was like, this could be my only shot. I can't imagine turning around and saying to DF, hey, can I be next year? Anyway, so it made it hard for me. It made it hard for me to be away from her, to be honest.
Oh, that would have been absolutely that's really, really tough. Again, so many similarities between you and me. Like, we had just had just a 10-month-old at the time, Phoenix, and to leave him and miss his birthday and all that was it's really tough, and it really gets you when you're out there. I definitely feel it. But speaking about your time out there, Kent, what went wrong? How did it come to this? How did we get here?
It's the obvious question. Look, it all started really kind of day one. Some stuff that kind of wasn't seen was Max being very much the provoker of some discomfort, we'll say, at my end, sort of continuously. And it sort of got to the point where I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to have to sort of have some retribution for the 3 things that you've just done to me. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to burn your hat. I knew that it would it would go to air. It'd be great TV. You know,
Yeah.
we all kind of love a bit of a villain, and I knew that me throwing Max's hat would serve sort of multiple potential purposes in a game. And yeah, so I did it. Yeah, night one.
Was it much? I was instantly thought of Russell burning the socks. That's what my brain went to from back in the day.
Yeah, look, there was certainly, we've seen some hats been burnt before, but it was just, for me, it was a little bit of a punishment. I knew that Max ultimately wouldn't care, because my thought, it would make him and I kind of main characters pretty quickly.
Yep.
And, you know, lo and behold, JLP, hey Max, you know, where's your hat?
Yeah.
And so one thing, you know, that wasn't seen, and that was that night one, Miles came up to me and told me that I was the first to go on the chopping block. He just had a chat with AJ, and they were sort of colluding with everyone for me to go, which I was just like, oh my God, this is a kid that I actually felt I needed to kind of protect in the game, because he was the smallest of us. I noticed some things about him that I thought people might be like, he's an easy vote, let's get rid of him. So my intention was to protect him. Night one, he's gunning for me. Day two, he tells everyone I've found an idol, which obviously you didn't see either. So, you know, night one, I was like, my God, if I'm already on the chopping block, I need to make an impact. I can't, you know, the last thing I want to do is go home and be the wallflower that just gets voted out, did nothing, you know. So there was a whole lot of reasons. I knew I was going to be front and center, and Max would love me for it as well. And he does. And he's going to be here in about 10 minutes.
Oh, great. Oh, that's good. Excellent. And I felt that. I felt there wasn't those instant connections that you were making with some of the cast, and it was going to be hard for you to push forward. Did you feel that as well?
Absolutely. The only person I connected with day one sort of was AJ. We had I would define it as a beautiful conversation. I walked away from that feeling sincerity. I believe we connected. So then to have, you know, Miles kind of flip it on me a couple of hours later was a bit of a shock. But I didn't gel. I didn't feel that I fit in at all. And night one, the girls were doing their thing. Rich and Kaylin and Max were doing their thing. I just kind of felt like the odd one out, and felt like this was going to be a pretty quick journey for me. And I was already, it's for me, Survivor was this monumental goal that I could never achieve. And I liken it to climbing Mount Everest. Yeah. When you get to the top of Mount Everest, you plant the flag and you leave. You don't sit there for a month and a half. So I was kind of like, sadly, I ticked the box. I'm good to go. I'm good to go. And I was having these thoughts night one, which surprised me. And I cried on AJ's shoulder night one about leaving my wife. I was just like, what am I doing here? Bizarre. And speak of the devil, Max. Look, Max, I've got it loaded as
cowboy hat.
Max cowboy hat. He's trying to ring me because he's out the front. Can I answer the phone?
If you want. We've got some more questions to do, but yeah, go for it.
Hey, Max.
Give us 10 minutes.
Here? Yeah, are you here?
He's such a businessman.
Okay, look at the WhatsApp video. Look at the WhatsApp video. It gives you. Yes, look. Max, look at the WhatsApp video. That gives you all the instructions. Look at your WhatsApp video. Yeah. Okay, I'll see you in a sec.
Okay. So
I'm doing a podcast with Eden. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
I knew that was always going to happen, wasn't it?
Yeah. So there's a couple of things I do want to get to. One is you loved your animal references on the island. You had the Komodo dragon. You had the praying mantis. I was all for that. I love good references like that. What do you think? What animal would you best have to be to win the game of Survivor? What animal has the best attributes to win, do you think?
Probably a chameleon, a lizard.
Yeah.
Just a lizard, somebody that can, something that can change its spots. An octopus. We've all seen footage of octopuses, camouflaging, and really it's a game of camouflage. And I did a pretty bad job.
The wrong color background. That's all right.
Leopard print shirts. I
love that shirt. One moment being a fan, that sort of stood out to me was in that challenge when you were getting that slingshot, you were nailing those slings. God, that must have felt good when you're actually doing the Survivor challenge and you're killing it.
Oh, absolutely, because it was the first opportunity that everybody gave me to step up. Everyone, I had Kaylin and Rich and Max and AJ and Miles all jumping in front of me, and I was like, "Please let me have a go. Let me." So I lied to them and said, "I've been rehearsing. My mate's got one of these slingshots at his house at Phillip," which is a total lie, saying I've done that, and because they just at one stage I thought they're actually we were losing. We were deliberately, they were going to get rid of me.
Throwing it.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. I was like, I know what's happening here, and then I got that opportunity and smashed it. But we'd gone in, 30, 40 seconds behind. If you'd given me probably another 20 or 30 seconds, maybe but that's how it works, isn't it?
That's how it works. But at least you weren't sitting out. I hate when people go home and they sit out that last challenge and they don't give themselves that chance to just really win it. And you were almost there, mate. Almost there.
So close.
Now the VB Alliance, surprisingly, the VB Alliance appeared. This is your Melbourne Victoria Alliance, and you are a Melbourne boy. Why did this not extend out your way?
Well, this highlights the obvious that I just wasn't included. Which for me was quite obscure. I generally feel that I fit in most surroundings. I'm kind of like the one that generally I walk in the room and most people gravitate towards and like to talk to me. This is certainly not the case. I felt like the odd one out. I wasn't included in so many discussions. Watching it over the last few nights, I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know that these things were happening. And that's who's to blame? Probably me, potentially. One thing a lot of people don't know is, nobody knows, I'd hurt my back. I tore the serratus posterior inferior in the bottom of my back.
Oh, wow.
Really badly. Yeah, so I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep for literally the first night I had half an hour. I stayed up all night watching the fire to make sure we didn't lose fire. And I was losing my mind 5 days in. If I closed my eyes, I saw horror scenes, screaming, flickering in my eyes. I was losing my mind.
Man, oh my God.
Literally.
This is Event Horizon style. This is no sleep is hard out there. When you can't get that nice pause and you're in pain, it really does impact how you relate to people and how you talk to people. So I understand how tough that is.
It destroyed me. And when Rich said, "Hey, there's something going on with Kent," there was. When I went and laid by that well, I was overwhelmed. I'm like, I need to get out of here. This is too much for me. What is going on in my brain? So probably one of the worst moves you could possibly, but you need to have understood my headspace at that time. I just needed out. I couldn't cope with it. I just laid on the rocks, closed my eyes, tried to breathe and be calm. Because I was going a bit crazy.
Yeah. Now, did the witches coven out there? They obviously are very, very tight. Did you feel that out there? Was it quite obvious that these girls were locked in and it was going to be very hard?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Straight away. You could see them off. Yeah. They went. And, the strategy was, Logan's strategy, I won't say. Some of the strategy was to spoon the boys at night, get them all warm and cozy, and then just kind of flick them off one by one. And I kind of warned Max about that. I was like, just be careful. I know some strat. That's what they're doing, getting you feeling warm and fuzzy and just pluck us off one by one. In fact, I even said to Max and to Rich the night that I left, guys, just be careful. This is what's happening.
Yeah.
Did you knew the writing was on the wall.
Did you know that how close AJ came to possibly like getting it flipped on him? Did you feel that at all?
No idea.
No idea. Yeah.
No idea. No idea at all.
Yeah, wow. And so with your group out there, obviously it's really hard to sort of make those connections. Did you Ali was someone there that was sort of talking to a lot of people. Did you connect at all with her? She seemed to be the one that AJ tried to go to and flip or anything like that. But was there anything there?
Yeah, I think Ali and I got along pretty well. Last night the comments over fire I don't think really happened. Her and I literally, because I wasn't sleeping, I was up all night collecting firewood and her and I were sort of on rotation with the fire. no, I think we had a pretty good relationship. There might have been a few little sort of moments, but nothing.
To solidify. Because the thing is, with that vote, you guys could have all 6 boys could have got together and voted off one of the girls.
Absolutely,
it was. I'm surprised it didn't happen.
Oh, look. Well, you saw the chaos, one to the other. Who's going one person next? It would have been the smartest choice straight away to get another girl, full control of the game, and bang, pluck them off one by one. But look, Richard obviously upset some people. I had obviously done the biggest, what would be deemed as probably one of the stupidest moves in Survivor history, and that is to stand there and go, "Hey, guess what, everyone? I burnt your hat."
Yeah.
Which kind of put my head on the chopping block, which I knew was going to happen. I mean, one of the what some people would say probably the stupidest move ever. When I burned it, I had never had any intention ever of doing it. I got to the point where I was a wreck. I needed to go, and this was. I knew a way out. I packed my bags that night. I left my baseball cap for Max on the beach, and I was happy to go. In fact, halfway through that tribal, I turned around to Max and to Zara and said, "It's me, isn't it?" And they went, "No, it's not you. It's not you." Yeah. I was smiling. You see, when that final vote came my way, and I kind of went, there was a little bit of sadness, but there was sadly some joy to be leaving, something that I've loved and dreamed about forever. It was bittersweet. I was going home to see my wife, who I was missing dearly, and I knew that she would be struggling without me.
Yeah. One last thing before we have to wrap up. What surprised you most about the island and being out there, and what's something that you're going to take away from the experience?
Okay, I'll answer the second part first. The thing that I'll take away most from the experience is I'm somebody that has always felt bulletproof, and I realized I'm way more fragile than what I thought.
Yeah.
Fragility. Yeah. I guess we're all flesh and blood and brain and yeah. So it's fragile. About the beach. And the people and everything, I will say, even though I'm a brain, I would have rather been a brawn.
Bronze, yeah.
I wanted to be with Nash and with Ben and with Jesse and Morgan and Paulie. The second I saw them at that first challenge, I was kind of like, Jesse, I can tell he's a surfer or a skater. But anyway, I just kind of was like, yeah, I'm on the wrong tribe. And even when I left, DF kind of said, sometimes Kent, you're on the wrong tribe. And I was like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and that is surprising when you think you're people and you think you're going to have those people around you and you see them somewhere else. Sometimes it's just hard. It's just bad luck sometimes. But
that's life.
That's right. And you've got a good mindset, and you got the journey of being cast is such an achievement in itself. There's only about 216 people have got to play this game, Kent. You are one of them. You got to do it. You got to live your dream. Congratulations, my friend. Hope you enjoy watching the rest of the season. I know we are going to, but thank you very much for spending the time to have this post-show interview. I love talking to the players and seeing what's going on. So thank you very much, my friend. Really appreciate it.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you. And I look forward to watching a movie with you, eating some popcorn maybe, or having a coffee or a beer. Max, quickly yell out and say hello.
Excellent. There we go, mate. Okay, that's it from us. Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye.
Thanks so much, Eden. Cheers, mate. Come here and give me a hug, man.